Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi ta'ala wabarakatuhu. Isang mapagpalang araw para sa ating lahat. Ako nga pala si Ismael K. Balogan, and for today's discussion, ang pag-uusapan natin ay tungkol sa Chapter 7 ng Plumbing Design and Estimate by Max B. Fajardo Jr., which is the topic house drain. So what is house drain? House drain is the portion of the plumbing system that receives discharges of all soil and waste stock within the building and conveys the same to the house sewer. It's sometimes referred to as the collection line of the plumbing system. It can be installed underground or may be suspended below the floor or inside the ceiling in large building. House drain is usually suspended from the basement ceiling to a belt of the gravity flow of waste to the main sewer. Scouring action should need to consider the design of the house drain. It should be sized correctly to have a flow of 50% of pipe diameter. So ang ibig sabihin na ang house drain ay isang uri ng tubo o pipe na karaniwan nating ini-install sa ilalim ng bahay o gusali natin. Ito ay tinatawag din natin na collection line o plumbing system dahil ito ang unang portion o pangunahing bahagi ng plumbing system natin na tumatanggap ng mga dumi mula sa loob ng bahay. Tulad ng dumi mula sa toilet, mga liquid waste mula sa sink, lababo, at iba pang dumi mula sa plumbing fixtures ng loob ng ating bahay. At kapag na-receive na ng house drain ang mga dumi, ito ay dadalhin nito patungo sa ating house sewer at papunta naman sa public sewer. Kinoconsider din natin sa pagde-design ng house drain ang tamang sukat nito upang maiwasan ang blockage o pagbabara sa loob ng pipe. So ang house drain ay may 4 classification, which are the combined drain, sanitary drain, storm drain, and industrial drain. So let's discuss it one by one. So unahin na natin ang combined drain. Ang combined drain is a type of house drain that receives discharge of sanitary waste as well as stormwater. It is the oldest form of house drain when public sewers are of the combination design. It is already phased out and no longer permitted. So ang ibig sabihin na ang combined drain ay isang uri ng house drain kung saan nakadesign upang mag-carry o mag-receive ng both sanitary waste o mga dumi na galing sa plumbing features ng ating bahay o gusali tulad ng lababo, sink, and lavatory. At stormwater o tubig ulan na nagmula sa pag-ulan. Ang stormwater ay nakokolekta mula sa bubong ng ating bahay papunta sa ating downspout at pati na rin sa ating mga kalsada. Tulad nung nasa illustration, yung portion na may green color ay ang tinatawag nating sanitary waste na nanggaling sa ating bahay. At yung blue naman ay dahil sa pag-ulan. Itong dalawa ay parehong nadidischarge sa isang pipe lang na tinatawag nating combined drain. Unfortunately, ang combined drain ay na-phase out na o di kaya hindi na ginagamit dahil sa issue ng overflowing lalo na pag malakas ang ulan. Kasi may tendency na mag-overflow ang pipe na ito na magkakos ng pagbaha at the same time magkakaroon ito ng hazard effect sa ating kalusugan at kapaligiran. Let's proceed naman po sa sanitary drain and storm drain. Ang sanitary drain is the type of house drain that receive the discharges of sanitary and domestic waste only. The waste is conveyed to a public sewer or septic tank or by the house sewer. Stormwater is not allowed in the sanitary drain. So ang sanitary drain ay isang uri ng house drain pipe na nagdi-discharge o tumatanggap lamang ng mga sanitary waste at domestic waste mula sa ating bahay papunta sa mga publikong sewer system, sa septic tank o sa iba pang mga paraan ng pagde-dispose ng mga dumi na pinahihintulutan ng local regulation. Ang sanitary drain ay matuturing nating separated sewer system sapagkat ito ay nakadesign lamang upang mag-handle ng mga dumi mula sa ating mga bahay at ang stormwater ay hindi pinapayagan na dumaloy dito upang maiwasan ang labis na pressure sa system na maaaring mag-cause ng paglobo ng pipe at pag-overflow nito na maaaring magdulot ng contamination sa ating tubig at makakaepekto ito sa ating kalusugan. While yung storm drain naman, it conveys all storm clear water or surface water. except only sa sanitary waste. It terminates into lakes, river, dry run, or natural basin. So ang ibig sabihin ng storm drain naman ay nakadesign o responsable sa pagkolekta ng mga rainwaters upang maiwasan ang pagbaha sa ating mga kalsada at sa mga bahay natin. Ang layunin ng storm drain ay upang mabilis na matanggal ang mga tubig ulan mula sa mga kalsada, gusali at iba pang impermeable surfaces tulad ng asphalt road, concrete road na kung saan hindi nag-a-absorb ng tubig sa ilalim nito. At ang storm drain naman ay kabaliktaran ng sanitary drain. Dahil dito, ang mga sanitary waste naman ang hindi pinapayagang dumaloy dito. Dahil ang storm drain ay konektado sa natural waterways natin tulad ng ilog, lawa at dagat na kung saan pag inalaw natin na dumaloy ang mga sanitary waste natin papunta sa mga natural waterways na ito ay magdudulot ito ng contamination sa mga lawa, ilog at dagat na maaaring makaapekto sa ating kalusugan at sa ecosystem. Tulad nung nasa illustration o drawing, ang sanitary drain at storm drain ay separated sewer system sapagkat ang dumi na galing sa ating bahay ay dumadaloy lamang papunta sa sanitary sewer patungo sa water treatment plant upang i-process for purification at magamit ito muli tulad sa pagdidilig, agricultural, and other general purposes. While yung rainwater naman na naiipon sa kalsada at yung tubig sa ating bubong sa nadadaan sa ating downspout ay mapupunta naman sa storm drain patungo sa ating mga natural waterways. At para sa sanitary drain, may iba't ibang size o sukat ito from 32 mm to 300 mm. The more lumalaki ang size ng tubo o pipe na gagamitin, ay mas dumarami ang plumbing features unit na maaaring i-connect natin dito. And for industrial drain naman, it is a type of house drain that receive discharges from industrial equipment that contains some objectionable acid waste. Industrial drain that contains acid waste terminates into separate drainage basins. It means na ang industrial drain naman, ang main focus nito ay upang i-discharge separately ang mga acid waste tulad ng nitric acid, sulfuric acid, hydraulic acid, at iba pang chemical na ginagamit sa industrial manufacturing. Ang acid waste na ito ay nakakalason kung kaya't nakahiwalay ito upang maiwasan ang paghalo ng mga mapanganib na chemical sa mga pangkaraniwang sewer system na pwedeng makaapekto sa ating kalusugan at kapaligiran natin. So let's proceed on determining the size of house drain na ating gagamitin. Unit system. Unit system is the most practical method to use in determining the size of a house drain. It has been formulated from tests conducted by the Uniform Plumbing Code Committee. The Uniform Plumbing Code Committee is a body consisting of representatives of management, labor, and government standard agencies. They decided to adopt the wash basin discharge as one future unit, where in every one future unit, it represents 30 liters of water. And other features dischargers were also tested and the corresponding result were established and listed in Table 5-1 of Chapter 5 of this reference book. So ang unit system ay ang basehan natin sa pagpili ng tamang sukat ng house drain na ating gagamitin. Nagmula ito sa mga pagsusuring ginawa ng Uniform Plumbing Code Committee na isang organization ng government na may kinalaman sa pagpapatupad ng mga patakaran sa pag-construct ng mga plumbing system. Ang mga plumbing features ay sa isang sinuri ng Uniform Plumbing Code Committee na kung saan sinukat nila ang dami ng liquid waste na nanggagaling sa mga outlet ng mga ito. Nalaman nila na ang wash basin o lababo ay naglalabas ng 7.5 gallon na dumi in 1 minute interval. At ang volume nito ay nasa 1 cubic foot of water. Kaya nag-decide sila na ituring itong pinakamaliit na uri ng plumbing feature unit ang discharge ng lababo. Na kung saan in every one feature unit ay tinatayang 30 liters of water ang dinidischarge nito. At ilan pa sa mga resulta ng pagsusuri ng Uniform Plumbing Code Committee about sa ibang uri ng future unit discharge ng plumbing system ay makikita sa Table 5-1 sa Chapter 5 ng reference book natin. So for finding the size of house drain that we will use Each service must be known first whether the purpose is for sanitary waste or a storm drain. If the purpose is for sanitary waste, the future unit load discharges will be the basis of computation with reference to Table 5-1 of Chapter 5. If the purpose is for storm drain, the roof area that accumulates the major rainfall water will be the basis in determining the size of the pipe with reference to Table 9-1 and 9-2 of Chapter 9. So para matukoy natin kung anong size ng house drain ang ating gagamitin, ay kailangan i-consider natin kung para saan ito gagamitin. Sapagkat iba ang reference ng sizes ng pipe kung gagamitin natin para sa sanitary waste at kung para naman ito sa storm drain. If gagamitin natin sa sanitary waste, ang future unit load discharge ang magiging basehan natin sa pag-compute ng size ng pipe. Makikita natin ito sa Table 5-1 Chapter 5 ng reference book natin. At kung gagamitin naman natin ito sa storm drain, ang roof area na nag-iipon ng tubig sa pag-ulan ang magiging batayan natin sa pag-compute ng size ng pipe na gagamitin natin. Makikita natin ito sa Table 9-1 and 9-2 Chapter 9 ng ating book reference. Nag-provide din ang plumbing code na dapat ay no water closet shall be discharged into a drain less than 75 mm or 3 inches pipe diameter. Pangalawa, no more than 2 water closets shall be discharged into any 75 mm horizontal soil branch of house drain or house sewer. At para mas maintindihan natin ay magbibigay tayo ng example. For example, determine the size of a sanitary house drain to serve 6 water closets, 5 urinals, 5 shower bath, 6 wash basins, 4 floor drains, and 3 combined features. So una, alamin muna natin kung para saan natin ito gagamitin para matukoy natin kung ano ang mga basehan natin sa pag-compute. So sa ating example, ito ay gagamitin para sa sanitary waste. Therefore, ang future unit discharge ang ating magiging basehan. Pagkatapos, i-multiply lang natin kung ilan ang gagamitin natin na future unit in every type of plumbing features sa dami ng pwedeng i-discharge ng isang unit. Pagkatapos ay i-add lahat. I-add lang natin lahat at ang magiging resulta nito ay ang i-refer natin sa Table 7-1 of size of sanitary house drain para malaman na natin ang tamang sukat na pipe na ating gagamitin. For the grade or slope of house drain, numerous tests prove that the slope of a house drain has contributed much to the effectiveness of the plumbing system. The house drain being a horizontal pipeline must produce the necessary velocity and discharge capacity at a certain inclination to attain the scouring action. House drain must function without abnormal or subnormal pressure in the plumbing system. It is recommended under any circumstances that a 2% slope for the house drain should be maintained. So sa pag-install natin ng house drain sa ating plumbing system, kino-consider natin ang tamang inclination nito or slope ng paglalagay natin dito upang magkaroon ng sapat na bilis o capacity ng pagde-discharge ng mga dumi ang ating pipe na kung saan maiiwasan natin ang pagbabara sa ating mga tubo. So ang recommended slope for inclination sa pag-install ng house drain ay 2% slope upang ma-secure natin ang wastewater at solid waste na dumadalo dito ay hindi naghihiwalay at sa ganon ma-attain natin ang scouring action sa ating pipe. Tulad ng nasa illustration, kapag ang house drain natin ay walang slope, ang mangyayari ay mai-standby lang ang solid waste at wastewater sa ating pipe. While kung sobra-sobra naman yung slope natin sa ating pipe, ito ay may tendency na maiiwan o maiiwalay ang solid waste sa wastewater dahil sa hindi tama yung velocity at discharge capacity ng ating pipe sa ating pag-install na pwedeng mag-cause ng pagbabara. Pero pansinin natin kung kapag nasa 2% slope ang pag-install natin dito, makikita natin na yung solid waste ay hindi naiiwalay sa wastewater at nagkakaroon ng normal na daloy sa ating pipe. Pero meron ding mga cases na hindi natin nasusunod ang 2% slope at ilan dito ay ang mga sumusunod. First, when the depth of the sewer line in relation with the depth of the basement and floor is low. It means na mas mababa ang lalim ng sewer line kumpara sa lalim ng basement floor. At ang pangalawa, long sewer line would require lower pitch but should not be less than 1%. It means kapag mahaba ang sewer line tulad ng nalang sa mga large na building. Third is, in case of the sewer line slope is very slight, installation of the pipe should be guided by leveling instrument for accuracy to prevent sags or trap piping. It means kapag maliit lang ang mga slope ng sewer line natin. For the grade or slope of the house drain, it could be estimated by dividing the total pitch in centimeters, which is the distance between the house sewer and the elevation of the basement, by the length of the longest branch in meter. And for instance, if the longest branch of a house drain is 8 meters and the total drop is 16 centimeters, dividing 16 by 8 meters, the value is 2%. A pitch or slope more than 2% will increase the velocity and discharge capacity of the pipe. The effect could be, first, a danger that it might decrease the depth of the water that is necessary to create a scouring action. Second, this might cause a minus pressure if the drain is overloaded to a flow of capacity. So for the change in direction of house drain, ang main concern naman natin dito ay ang tamang pag-connect natin sa mga pipe from soil branch pipe, which is the pipe na nakakonect sa mga plumbing features natin papunta sa main sewage line para sa maayos na flow ng pagdi-discharge ng dumi galing sa ating bahay. Sa pagkonekta natin sa mga soil branch pipe papunta sa main sewage line, ay gumagamit tayo ng tinatawag nating plumbing fittings na responsible sa pag-connect ng iba't ibang uri ng pipes. Tulad ng nasa first condition, ang pag-change ng direction ng ating house drain kapag ang flow ng pagdi-discharge ng waste sa ating plumbing system ay horizontal-horizontal or vertical-horizontal flow, ay dapat gumagamit tayo ng mga long radius fittings at iwasan o huwag tayong gumamit ng mga short fittings sapagkat pag dumadaan yung solid waste at yung wastewater sa mga long radius fittings ay nakakatulong ito upang kontrolin ang mababang presyo ng pagbagsak o pagdaan ng wastewater mula sa pipe na nakakonect sa plumbing fixtures natin papunta sa main sewage line na nagdare-result ng hindi pagbabara sa ating pipe. Dahil kapag napanatili natin na mababa o tama ang presyo ng pagdi-discharge ng dumi, ay hindi nahihiwalay ang mga solid waste sa wastewater. Unlike sa mga short fittings na usually ginagamit natin sa horizontal to vertical flow ng pagdi-discharge ng mga waste kung saan mayroon mataas na presyo ng pag-drop ng wastewater kaya hindi ito inaalaw sa pag-connect ng mga pipes. Sa second condition, dapat yung soil branch which is yung pipe na nakakonect sa ating mga plumbing features ay dapat naka-right angle yung pag-install natin dito papunta sa main sewage line upang yung flow ng wastewater ay maayos at hindi gaanong mabilis para hindi mahiwalay yung solid waste sa pagde-discharge. At same rin sa third condition, dapat ang connection ng plumbing features sa ating mga soil branch pipe ay nasa right angle din para sa effective na pagdi-discharge ng dumi natin. Let's proceed sa house drain cleanout. What is a cleanout drain? A cleanout drain allows the homeowner an access pointing to the main sewer line. Most drain cleanouts are located outside of our home in the back or front yard. They look like cave pipes sticking up from the ground 3 to 6 inches. They look like plumbing fixtures. So to summary, the purpose of cleanout, ang cleanout ay isang pipe na mayroong takip na pwede nating tanggalin para magkaroon tayo ng access sa main sewer for maintenance and para sa pagtatanggal ng mga nakabara sa ating main sewer line. Ang halimbawa ng cleanout ay tulad nung nasa picture na may takip kung saan ito ay naka-attach doon sa main sewer natin. Para pag may clogging or pagbabara sa ating pipe ay hindi na natin kailangan mag-debug ng luba or putulin natin yung pipe. Dahil using cleanout ay aalisin lang natin yung takip nito, then ito na ang gagamitin natin para sa pagtatanggal ng nakabara sa ating pipe. Ngayon, yung mga plumbers natin ay meron na silang tinatawag na Sewer Inspection Video Camera na may monitor para makita natin yung real-time video footage sa loob ng pipe natin. Kung saan nakakonect ito sa flexible cable na ini-insert natin doon sa cleanout para mas madali nating malocate kung saan nangyayari ang clogging. And also if meron damage yung ating pipe or other issue within the pipes. Ang cleanout pipe ay madalas nating makikita sa labas ng bahay natin, usually malapit sa pader, or depende sa design ng plumbing system sa ating bahay. So nag-provide na rin ang National Plumbing Code regarding sa house drain cleanout. So first, the house drain should be provided with adequate number of cleanouts to prevent breaking of the floor in case of drain stoppage. So dapat may sapat na number of cleanout tayo na ini-install sa ating plumbing system. So that para pag may pagbabarang magaganap, maiiwasan natin yung pagtitibag ng ating floor or lupa. Second, the location of the cleanout depends upon the good judgment of the plumber where it is readily accessible in case of line trouble. Third, any branch of the house drain terminating at a floor drain or fixture should be provided with 100 mm diameter pipe extended at least 2 inches above the floor inserted in a 45 degrees Y branch the direction of drain flow. 4. The cleanout should be equipped with threaded screw cover provided with a raised head that could be removed easily without wrench. So tulad nung nasa drawing, dapat yung cleanout ay mayroon takip at dapat madali lang to tanggalin using wrench. 5. Ang cleanout extended above the floor should not be utilized as a floor drain. So ang cleanout ay hindi dapat floor drain purposes which is matatakel din natin mamaya ang tungkol sa floor drain. The trap of a floor drain should be placed not more than 50 centimeters below the finished floor line to facilitate cleaning in case of line trouble. 7. A cleanout should be installed at every 20 meters interval distance and also at the base of all soil and waste stock. So dito dapat in every cleanout na ini-install natin ay dapat may agwat na 20 meters bawat isa. Let's proceed with house drain appliances. House drain appliances include the following: house trap, backflow valves. In backflow valves, there are two classifications: balanced valve and unbalanced valve. Floor drain, yard catch basin, garage catch basin, and grease basins. So what is an house trap? House trap is defined as a device installed in the house drain immediately inside the foundation wall of the building. It serves as a barrier and prevents the gases coming from the public sewer or septic tank in circulating through the plumbing system. So ang house trap ay plumbing device na ini-install sa pagitan ng house drain at main sewage line upang pigilan ang singaw ng gases na nagmumula sa ating public sewer or septic tank. Kapag yung tubig ay dumadaloy na sa ating house drain, ito ay dadaan sa house trap. Ang shape ng house trap ay U-shape na kung saan ang sa portion na ito ay may nai-standby na tubig. Yung purpose na yun is para pigilan yung mga gases na nanggagaling sa sewage system na gustong pumasok sa ating loob ng bahay. Yung mga gases na tinutukoy na kailangan nating ma-prevent na pumasok sa ating system ay tulad ng mga methane, hydrogen sulfide, ammonia, carbon dioxide, at iba pang mga chemical na may panganib na dala sa ating mga kalusugan. So let's proceed naman sa backflow valve. Ang backflow valve is a device used in drainage system to prevent the reversal of flow. It is installed in a house drain or branches of the house drain that are subjected to reversal flow of liquid. The backflow valve is installed on the house drain just near the foundation wall or near the toilet room underfloor. It is set in a level position to attain its full effectiveness. So ang backflow valve ay tinatawag din nating backwater valve. Ito ay isang device na ini-install natin sa sewer line na nakadesign upang magkaroon ng one direction flow ng pagdi-discharge ng water or sewage. Yun ay upang i-discharge paalis ang dumi na nagmumula sa ating bahay. Ang backflow valve ay ang pumipigil sa pagbalik ng mga dumi na nanggagaling nasa ating mga public sewer or septic tank pag nagkakaroon ng reverse flow or backflow sa ating system. For example, kapag nagkaroon ng malakas na ulan, may tendency na yung sewer line sa ating city ay ma-overwhelm or ma-overload na nagkukos ng pag-flow ng water or sewage pabalik sa ating bahay. And using backwater valve, maiiwasan natin na bumalik ang mga ito sa ating bahay. So ang backflow valves are constructed in two patterns and are classified as the balanced valve and the unbalanced valve. The balanced valve is the most preferred because it has the characteristic of non-interferences in the movement of air inside the drainage system. The interior mechanism consists of a brass seat into which fitted a gate counterbalance with an adjustable cast iron weight. So, ang example ng balanced valve is tulad ng nasa picture. While the unbalanced valve, it is not illustrated here, but its appearance is similar to the balanced valve. This type of valve is not preferred because of its recorded poor performance in the past. So let's proceed for the floor drain. A floor drain is defined as a receptacle used to receive water to be drained from the floor into the plumbing system. Sanitary authorities recognize floor drain as a plumbing features properly designed and located where to receive liquid floor waste. So ang floor drain ay isang plumbing features na ini-install natin sa sahig or floor kung saan nagre-receive ng liquid floor waste. Madalas natin itong makita sa loob ng ating bahay tulad ng sa shower area, laundry area at iba pang bahagi ng bahay natin na kung saan madalas tayong gumagamit ng tubig. Napakahalaga na merong ganito tayo upang mapanatili natin na walang tubig na nai-standby sa floor area ng ating bahay. Kailangan din nating i-consider na dapat yung floor area around sa drain natin ay may level or slope para diretso agad papunta sa floor drain natin. And also, dapat ang floor drain ay meron yung tinatawag na strainer sa itong takip para i-separate yung wastewater sa mga solid waste na pwedeng mag-flow dito na maaaring mag-close ng clogging. And also, ang floor drain ay connected dito dapat sa tinatawag natin na trap or specifically P-trap upang maiwasan nating pumasok yung mga mabahong singaw na cause ng shower gases. And also, dapat lagi nating binubuhusan ng tubig yung floor drain natin upang hindi mag-dry or yung portion ng P-trap na nagpre-prevent sa mga bad smell na pumapasok sa loob ng bahay natin. And also, the National Plumbing Code recommended the following regarding floor drain. First, an average resident is provided with two floor drains, one located near the heating equipment and the other is in the vicinity of the laundry. In most instances, one floor drain is provided to serve the entire basement. Because of this false economy, the result is an annoying wet floor. Second, in every room where laundry equipment is used should be provided with adequate floor drain. And third, the drain proper must be located where the overflowing water will not travel a great distance over the floor before it enters the drain. It is recommended that the floor drain be located at one end of the laundry tub. This will assure a dry floor where one stands when using the fixtures. And fourth, every floor drain shall be supplied with running water, a fixture located nearby. If the fixture is less than 1.50 meters from the drain, it should be taped but not necessarily vented. And fifth, for the last, fixture drains with supply water to the floor drain. Floor drain should be connected to the house side and never to the shower side of the trap. And here are some reminders in installing our floor drain. First, floor drain is usually installed on basement floor near the heating equipment, below the kitchen sink, and vicinity of our laundry. Second, the 75mm or 3-inch P-trap is recommended minimum size for floor drain. It should be installed not more than 20 centimeters below the floor line. And the third, the P-trap should be deep seal type. And for the last, The low inlet hub pattern P-trap is commonly used as floor drain. And for the yard catch basin, it is defined as a receptacle used to catch surface water drained from cemented courts, driveways, and yards. It could be a terminal for drain tile installation used to drain water from athletic fields. So ang yard catch basins or catch basin ay isang device na ginagamit natin upang mag-collect ng mga temporarily store rainwater sa ating mga kalsada, bakuran, at iba pang mga paved surfaces tulad ng concrete or asphalt road. Typically, ini-install natin ng catch basin sa mga areas na may malakas na daloy ng tubig. Lalo na pag malakas ang ulan, ang catch basins ang nagiging daanan ng mga excess rainwater sa ating mga kalsada at sa mga bubong ng ating bahay para maiwasan natin ang pagbaha. And for the garage catch basin is a device designed to convey wastes from garage, wash rack, grease pits, and repair floors into the house drain. Wastes coming from these areas contains objectionable elements like grease, oil, grit, and gasoline that are detrimental to the drainage installation as well as the sewage disposal system. This sediment causes and affect the operation of the sewage disposal plant. The function of garage basin is to retain these noxious materials and discharge the associated water into the house drain. The efficiency of the garage catch basins depends on how it is regularly cleaned. Typically, sa paggawaan ng mga sasakyan or sa mga garahe natin makikita ang device na ito. Ang main purpose nito ay pigilan ang mga nakakasamang chemical tulad ng mga mantika, langis, buhangin at gasolina mula sa pagpasok sa ating mga sewage disposal system. Ang garage catch basin ay ang nagbibigay protection sa ating pangunahing system sa pag-discharge ng mga dumi na maaaring makaapekto sa pag-andar nito. Dahil ang main function ng garage catch basin ay ang pagpigil sa kasamang chemical o basura na pumasok sa sewage system na maaaring bumara at sumira nito, while dinidischarge nito ang wastewater papunta sa house drain. More specifically, siniseparate ng garage catch basin ang wastewater na pwedeng i-discharge sa house drain while nire-retain yung mga chemical na hindi inaalaw mag-flow sa house drain. So let's proceed sa grease basins. Most stoppage in the plumbing system were found to be caused by grease and oil content in the waste discharges. This is more prevalent in large kitchens, serving hotels, dining rooms, clubhouses, and restaurants. To overcome this problem, a device known as a grease trap is installed on the waistline. The efficiency of the grease trap is dependent on the attention given to it. Removal of the grease is done regularly to obtain the full benefit of the device. But removal of the grease is a disagreeable work, and in most instances is done only when the trap ceases to function. Big establishments clean their trap almost daily. So ang grease basin ay isa sa pinaka-importanting device na kinakailangan nating install para maiwasan ang pagbabara. Ito ay madalas nating makikita sa mga kusina tulad ng mga restaurant, hotel at iba pang food services establishment. Layunin ng grease basin or grease trap na i-separate ang mga mantika, tirang kanin sa pagde-discharge ng wastewater. Hindi pinapayagan ng grease trap na dumaloy ang mga dumi into sa sewage system upang hindi magkaroon ng pagbabara dulot ng pagtigas ng mantika at kanin na naiipon sa loob ng tubo or pipe. Tulad ng nasa picture, may division sa loob ng grease trap para yung mantika, kanin at wastewater ay hindi magsama-sama sa pagde-discharge ng sewage waste papunta sa drain pipe natin, kundi ang tanging wastewater lang ang inaalaw mag-flow dito. So here are some reminders for installing the grease basin. First, the grease trap should be installed as close to the fixtures as possible. More than one fixture can be discharged into the same trap provided that the waste pipe is not very long and that the trap has sufficient size. And second, a grease trap placed on the ground is earth-cooled. Earth-cooled grease trap is used on large installation and is most desirable type. And third, the basin width should not be less than 60 centimeters. The length should be from 3 to 4 times its width to attain a smooth and non-agiated flow. And fourth, the minimum depth of the concrete grease trap should not be less than 120 centimeter below the outlet invert. And fifth, the size of the grease trap is measured through the volume of fixtures unit to be discharged. It could be sized according to the number of meals served, estimated at 4 to 5 gallons of liquid capacity for each meal experience. Sanitarians estimated double the actual volume of waste to which the trap will serve.